let's talk about social media as it relates to our youth. Governor Cox, you have put a lot of blame, as you just did here, on social media. And in fact, Utah became the first state in the nation to actually pass legislation designed to limit teens' use of social media. Why do you think that was the right move, and what do you think it's accomplished so far?
Well, look, again, we want to be data-driven in all of this. So we've been working with experts across the country, the smartest people that have looked at all of the data, all of the research, and have concluded, and again, I think it's obvious to anyone who spends any time on social media or has kids. I have 4 kids. I've seen what's happened to them as they've spent time on social media and their friends, that this is absolutely causing these terrible increases, these hockey stick-like increases that we are seeing in anxiety, depression, and self-harm amongst our youth. By the way, it's bad for adults too, but especially bad for our young people. And so, look, if you saw a 63% increase in cancer amongst young women in our country, we would be moving heaven and earth to do anything possible to change that. And yet we've kind of just sat on our hands and said, well, I guess this is the new normal. That's unacceptable in Utah. And so we passed the most aggressive legislation in the country to hold social media companies accountable. We're still in the process of implementing that. We've sued Meta. We've sued TikTok. We're taking a page. They've taken a page, sadly, out of the tobacco lobby. They know this is harming our kids. They're covering it up. They're doing everything possible to take advantage of our kids for their own gain. And we're not going to stand for that. And so we're still pushing forward. We don't know what the results are yet, but we're confident we're going to do everything we can to protect our kids.
Governor Cox, is there anything to be gained from social media? For example, could kids find a sense of community there? Could they find a sense of identity there? Do you see any upside to it?
Sure. Yes, there's definitely upside to social media when used properly and in the correct ways. But see, that's not how these apps are designed, and that's the problem. They're designed to addict our kids very intentionally, and these addictive features make it impossible for our kids to get the upside, the benefit out of that without all of the downside. And again, the access that they get to just terrible content, the rabbit holes that they end up going down, these algorithms that are destroying lives, and so somebody has to step in. We're not trying to ban social media completely from our kids. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it safe for our kids.
Governor Polis, would you be open to more restrictions on social media in your state?
I think the responsibility belongs with parents, not the government. I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. We don't allow them on social media yet. We'll be having the conversation with our 12-year-old son soon, and in an appropriate way, allowing them to access that. But I think really fundamentally the state can't be the parents for kids. I certainly agree with the diagnosis that Governor Cox did, and I have some sympathy for that approach. But I do think at the end of the day, the government can't parent kids. It's really up to the responsibility of parents to step up. And I think it's in many ways an educational effort for outreach to parents. Many parents don't understand the full threat of different social media for their kids, and I think more parents need to step up and take on that responsibility.
Wow.